All right, Shalom. Call halal Yahweh. Ba Hashem Yahweh Shah. Ba Hashem Rakah Kwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who gave us this knowledge and his truth. And salutations to the hopefully elect, from the least to the greatest. Okay. So I got a clip that I want to play from Black World Black History Channel. All right. And there's many scholars that is posted on this particular channel. And I just want to play a little clip from the scholar right here. I think it's a Fruit Scholars. I pre-watched the video on how they say Africans, but we all know that they were Israelites. And even Hamites, or so-called Africans, were by way over here, by way of King Solomon. So even them, the Ham, the youngest son of Noah, his descendants even came over here before, before the colonial times, or as we would call it, the rebirth or the Renaissance, when Esau was taken back over the planet. First they started with the East, and then they finished their conquest with the West, taking down Jake from the northern and the southern tribe of Israel. Now we come upon a time when Yahweh Shah is coming back, and he's not playing around. He's gathering his elect for them, and to set them up to rule for the rest of this known world, or this known existence, and to enslave, and to take down all the other nations that have been a burden and a pain in the children of Israel's side. You know what the Lord said: "You didn't touch the apple of my eye." They touched this, man. 400 years, which is a half a day, and even prior to that, throughout the the historical times, throughout all the captivities, they had a hand in destroying us as a nation. Don't think that we were destroyed just by us being us. No, the nations, we went off, we sinned. That destroyed us as well. But the other nations had a hand in taking us down. So by the time from King Solomon or King David rulership, all the way down to when Yahweh Shah was coming on the scene, we were still in that land, but we were at a low vibration. You had Peter as a fisherman. Back then, the fisherman was a lucrative business, but it was time for them to do their ministry, and as we doing now. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this clip, and then I'm gonna go to the scriptures and the Apocrypha and read where the 10 tribes came over here. I believe they were under King Oshea. At the time, they were under the Babylonian, Assyrian captivity. So let's go ahead and play this. Now, don't forget, we're going to say African, but we all know that they were Israelites. The majority of those explorers before Esau was Israelites. Let's go.
What do you do with all of this written literature and history that says Abubakari II of Mali sent 200 ships to the west? One came back and said they were afraid that the others disappeared. And then to have Balboa find this village that looks just like Mali, where he was? What do you do with this information? You ignore it. What do you do with Balboa's diary that says we came upon this African village in the isthmus? How did these Africans get here? So what do you do with the heads in Mexico that you find at San Lorenzo, at Tres Zapote? Some things that are not comfortable for people. They're not comfortable for them to talk about the possibility that Africans were here before the Europeans. Why? To preserve the myth of superiority. That's what our whole educational process is devoted to. What do you do with this whole history? This is a written history, my dear. Written. I'm not talking one generation to the other through voice. I'm talking about written history of the Egyptians.
Okay, brothers, I'm in the Apocrypha. This is the King James Version, the KJV, JV, 2nd Ezra 13, and I'll start at 40, and it goes to 48. And here's the passage. And like she said, yes, it is written in history. It's written in the scriptures. It says, those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hoshea, the king, whom Salmanasseh, the king of Assyria, led away captive. And he carried them over the waters, so came they into another land. It says, but they took counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never man dwelt. That's the Americas. It says that they might there keep their statues, which they never kept in their own land. And they entered into the Euphrates by the narrow places of the river, for the Most High then shewed signs for them, and held still the waters till they were passed over. So basically the Lord, he showed them how to get there. It says, for through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half. And that same region is called Arsareth, which is America. It says, then dwelt they there until the later time, which is now, in the last days. And now when they shall begin to come, the highest, or the Heavenly Father, shall stay the springs of the streams again, that they may go through. Therefore sawest thou the multitude with peace. So he basically made a highway, a natural, what they call them, river streams or current through the ocean, so they can get there, you know, to the point where though they probably ain't even need to sail that hard. That's how extraordinary and great the Most High and the Son is. They probably ain't have no the Most High made it peaceful for them to go that long journey. You know, you going through those waters, man, you liable to go through hurricanes, earthquakes, all types of shit going through that water. Do you know the way they went? That's hurricane season right there. They always have a hurricane, and that water can rise 30 feet in the air. That's how violent that water can get. But the Heavenly Father made them go over there peaceful and quiet, to where as though he made a passage, like a waterway. I just read it. It says, let's read it again. It says, hold on. Damn, this. Hold on. Yeah, it says, the highest, or the Most High, shall stay the springs. I'm at verse 47. It says it at verse 44 as well. Let's go back to 44. It says, for the Most High shewed signs for them, and held still the flood till they were passed over. And now let's go back down to 47. It says, the highest shall stay the springs of the stream again, right, that they may go through. So he made a current, a natural river for them to flow through the ocean, so they don't have to hardly sail to get there. It was just a natural highway, a water highway. And they still have those to this day. It's just that they have water highways on the Atlantic Ocean and the Pacific, natural currents, that if you get on it, it'll sail your boat all the way to where that current goes. And that's still to this day. It says that they may go through, therefore sawest thou the multitude with peace. So the highest stayed the springs of the stream again. So Yeah, verse 48, it says, but those that be left behind of thy people are they that are found within my borders. So it's, you got certain people from the 10 tribes that stayed back in that land, proving that, it's still people over there, that's Israelites. Maybe they had been scattered later on, or maybe they had, some of them stayed back, but nevertheless, this is biblical records of the 10 tribes coming to the Americas. So I hope this is edifying to the body. Till again, shalom.